Welcome back to the surface mining module. In the previous topic, we learned about different types of surface mining operations, about equipment, about different methods that are commonly used to extract coal or different ore deposits. It's not difficult to understand that mining is one of the most dangerous working environments in the world. And in this topic, we will go through some of the main safety issues that we are facing when we work in this environment. The International Labour Organization is a United Nations agency that sets guidelines for minimum safety requirements for working in a mining environment. The objectives of the safety measures are the protection of workers from safety and health hazards and the minimization of risks in their working area, the prevention and reduction of incidents and severity of illness or injury, the training and implementation of safe operating procedures to improve safety and health. The ultimate goal is always to eliminate the risk. As this is not always possible, the safety measure should assist in controlling it right at its source and minimizing the risk. Personal protective equipment should always be used in conjunction with other measures to increase the safety of the workers, but should never be the only protective measure in place. As we said before, mining is one of the most dangerous working environments, and a multitude of different hazards can emerge. These can be classified as surface hazards, like rock falls at the bottom of the bench failures at the top of the high walls, or shaft firing during blasting. Hazards by mining equipment, like the movement of large mining equipment such as drag lines, or heavy mobile equipment like haul trucks and excavator, light vehicles such as four-wheel drives, or stationary machinery with rotating equipment such as crushers and conveyors. Incidents with moving mining equipment are often triggered by lack of adequate visibility, insufficient job site communication, and operators' fatigue. Therefore, clear rules for traffic management and job site communication are required. Hazards created by work conditions, like working at heights, working in confined spaces, lifting and mechanical handling. Hazards created by the work environment include airborne contaminants, fumes, noise, and toxic substances. There are several causes of injuries in a mining environment. This is why the mine operator has to ensure that all the working personnel is going under strict safety induction and site-specific training. The minimum requirements are as follows: the introduction to health and safety aspects of the task to be assigned, hazard recognition and avoidance, hazard relating to explosives, ground control and working in areas of high walls, hazard of machinery and equipment, basic knowledge of first aid, procedures in case of an emergency. In addition, there are strict controls to ensure that workers are not entering in the mine site under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Personal protective equipment is designed to protect workers from working hazards that could cause injuries or illness. Basic personal protective equipment consists of safety helmets, where falling objects might create a hazard, protective gloves when handling materials or performing work which might cause injuries to the hands, protective footwear, where there is danger of slipping or of injuries to the feet, eye protections like safety glasses, goggles, face shields, hearing protection like earplugs or muffs, respiratory protections like dust masks and respirators, and high visible clothing to enhance the visibility of personnel. In this topic, we saw some of the main safety issues that we can face in a surface mining environment. In the next topic, we will go through which are the main protective measures against some of the most important geotechnical hazards in surface mining.